Hey gang, Anthony here again. I didn't like the connection that I had on the last one. There is a storm passing overhead over here, and it might be affecting the internet or the Wi-Fi. I don't even know. So, as the title on this one says, we're going to talk about the manifestations of a poor self-image, but I'm not going to get into the detail I wanted to because, quite frankly, none of this applies to any of you because you all have great self-images. So, just basically, real quick, got some notes over here. People that have a poor self-image. And I want you to look for these things in other people, because if you can see these things in other people, you'll be able to treat them a little bit differently, react a little bit differently to what they're doing or saying, or reacting to what you're doing or saying, and it might help you through those relationships, and maybe you might help improve those relationships and help those people out a little bit. So, all right, so let's get going. Most people that have a very poor self-image are usually very critical. Hey, Josh, what's going on, brother? How are you, my man? They're basically critical and jealous. You'll notice that someone that's always putting someone down, always putting you down, someone that's consistently jealous about everything going on around them and people that they know, that's a sign to me that they have a very poor self-image. I think it's important to recognize that one. It's not about you. This is about them at this point. They like to put people down. They tend to put people down on a regular basis because they're trying to lift themselves up, and by pushing you down, they're lifting themselves up. That's a big sign of a poor self-image. Hi, Michael. How are you, buddy? What's going on? Thank you for joining me tonight. I appreciate that. They love to gossip. They love to share crap, and They like to throw shade on people, and if you're one of my friends, you know I don't do that. I don't like talking down to people. I don't like putting people down. It's just not my thing. I don't think it's worth it to do that because I don't need to lift myself up by sticking my feet on someone else's shoulders. It's just not the right thing to do. But they need to understand something, that when they throw dirt, they're losing ground, basically, right? So, you'll recognize people that do that. They tend to be everywhere, unfortunately, in this society. A fourth thing that they do, they project a superior attitude, which is kind of counterintuitive to me, because if you think about it, they're being negative to themselves, but their superiority complex is above. I appreciate that, Michael. Thank you, brother. If they think they're better than you, they're literally trying to lift themselves up. And that's a sign of a poor self-image, because why would someone think they're better than anybody else? We're all the same. We're all people. We're all humans being, and that's it. Hi, honey. How are you? The sound is a little bit better. It wasn't good a couple of minutes ago. I ended that first live and started a new one. Hope it sounds pretty good. Tell me how the light looks. Okay, so, and here's a good one. They don't work as hard as they should work. In my industry, the people that don't succeed just don't work very hard. They don't feel that they can succeed, or they'll look for the shortcut, which will simply fail. So if you notice someone that's not working very, very hard, harder than they, not as hard as they could, not having a lot of success, not moving into management, etc., that's a sign of someone that has a very poor self-image. So none of this applies to any of you, because you're all freaking awesome, and that's why I'm talking to you tonight, because I want you to see what you can do to improve yours. You're already great. Let's make it greater. Let's start right here. 14 things to a healthy self-image. You might want to get some notebook out. I don't know. Watch this again. Hi, Emily. How are you? What's going on? Happy birthday to Emily, everybody. Today is her birthday. Say happy birthday to Emily. Love you. Be good. Okay. Number one, I want you to take inventory of yourself. Wow, what does that mean? Well, how much value can you put on your eyes, on your hearing, on your brain, on your mind? I mean, would you sell me your mind? I mean, I might do better with your mind. So why don't you sell your mind to me? Hi, Adam. How are you? Yeah, exactly. It does repel. What's going on, Danny? What it is? What's up, brother? Good to see you here. So no one can make you feel inferior without your permission. It's just not possible. If you put a value on your eyes, on your limbs, on your lungs, on your brain. A brain. What's a brain worth? Oh my God, millions and billions of dollars. Hi, Mark. How are you? What's going on? How are you, buddy? You're 1 in 7 billion people. You're unique. You're incredible as you exist right now. So why would somebody be better than you? Nobody's better than you. Boop, boop, boop. I don't want to hear that. I mean, that's nonsense. You're as good as the next guy. And if they don't think you are, well, have a nice day. Move on. Find somebody else to hang out with. You have an amazing mind. What is that mind worth? And I guess I have a great phrase here. God does not sponsor flops. Okay, God made you perfect, right? Hey, Edward, how are you, my man? Okay, number 2, get dressed up, get sharp, go get a mani-pedi. I know guys, I don't like that. That's not my thing, but I don't know. Maybe one day I'll do that. I don't really need to, but dress up nice. When I walk into my office, I'm usually the sharpest guy walking into the room because I feel good doing that. Other guys, we have attorneys walking around in jeans and sneakers, and I'm walking around in a beautiful suit and a nice tie. So why not dress up? Why not take care of yourself? Go get your hair done. Go get a nice haircut. Do something to take care of you. You'll be amazed at how when you look good and you feel like you look good, you will feel better about yourself. So take advantage of that advice and get yourself spiffied up a little bit. Number 3, I want you to read Rags to Riches stories. I want you to read stories like by Og Mandino, by guys like Horatio Alger, who was, I think he was in the 1890s, books in the 1890s. These are great stories. You can look them up online. Rags to Riches. Earl Nightingale has an amazing story about his life. There's so many people that started out here and rose up. They just rose up. It is true, isn't it? It does help you do good. No question about it, Michael. Okay. I want you to read those stories. Number 4, I want you to listen to very, very positive people like Paul Harvey. He was great. He passed away, but he's still on YouTube somewhere. Guys like Jim Rohn, amazing people. Zig Ziglar, Og Mandino, Bob Proctor. I love Bob Proctor. He's an amazing guy. Just listening to Bob, listen to Tony Robbins. Go on YouTube and type in motivational videos. You'll get Denzel Washington. There's some Tyler Perry. Amazing people that when I listen to them, I get all motivated and fired up. Even if I heard it a million times, it excites me every time I do it. So I want you to listen to these guys. It's going to help you out. I want you to build up, You can't eat an elephant, in one shot. You have to eat an elephant one bite at a time. So if you're looking to change your self-image, make it a little bit better, and feel a little better about yourself, do it in increments. Don't do it all in one shot and just say, I'm absolutely flawless. I'm going to make it tomorrow. Take steps. Do little things. If you've never baked a cake, bake a cake and feel good about that. If you've never, danced a step, go to a dance studio and learn a couple of dance moves. You'll feel better. If you like to sing in the shower, but you think you'd love to sing in public, go take a couple of lessons. Do little things that can help you improve that self-image. Hi, Bill. How are you, my man? Good to see you here. Very important. Okay. You're going to be winning in increments. Very, very cool thing to do. Number 6, I love this one. I do it all the time. Smile. As MJ would say, it's my favorite. Smiling, complimenting people, patting people on the back, verbally. Obviously, in this world, you can get sued for touching somebody. Hi, Michael. Again, change is a process. It does take time, right? The most destitute person in the world is someone that doesn't know how to smile. Compliment people. If you're in the back, I've walked into elevators and I've said to somebody, "That's a great tie. Where'd you get that tie?" Because it was a great tie. Compliment someone. It'll come back to you tenfold. I promise you that. And you'll feel better about yourself if you do that. So complimenting people and smile a lot. I think it's fantastic. All right, so number 7, do something for someone else. You can't outgive a giver, and you can't give with a closed fist. So I think it's really, really cool to try to give yourself away, which is a great book, by the way, by David Dunn. Try giving yourself away. Buy the book, pick it up on Amazon. Awesome book. It'll give you some tips and tricks on how to put yourself out there and spread yourself out a little bit, because it'll come right back to you. And he's smiling right now. Yes, she knows. There's no doubt. But look for that book. It's a great book. Try giving yourself away. Number 8, be careful who you associate with. If you associate with negative people, you're going to be negative. You're the person you become 5 years from now is directly related to the people you associate with in the books you read. If you associate with criminals, you're going to be a criminal. If you associate with negative people, you're going to be negative. MJ, you can attest to this. Hi, Antonio. How are you? The shows that we watch, what's the one we're watching right now, honey? I forget, what's the name of it? Ozark. It's amazing that the people that are associating with, they're all negative. They're all criminals, and that's who they hang out with. And the really good people get destroyed by the bad people. Hang around with people that uplift you. Hang around with people that are uplifting in general. All right, that's what I want you to do. Hi, John. How you doing, my man? Make a list, and this is cool. I like this one right here. Make a list of your positive qualities on an index card. Now I have mine. I have dozens of these things. I read them all the time. I have my my morning power questions that I've offered to send over to people. Whoever wants it, I can attach it to an email to you and give it to you. You can print it out. Those morning power questions are my positives in the morning. They really help me. Ozark, there you go. They help me out a lot. So make a list of your positive qualities and the things that you've done from childhood, the things that you've accomplished, whatever they are. And if you have personal attributes that are really, really good, then I want you to write those down too. If you're kind, if you're accountable, if you don't talk down to people, if you treat people with respect, write that down, because that's a very big quality. You might not realize you're doing it because you're not thinking inwardly. You're looking out at what you think other people are thinking about you, but inside you have some amazing abilities there. You're dependable, you're available, you're happy, you're generous. That's very important. Write this stuff down. Incredibly, incredibly important. Number 11, I want you to avoid putting crap in your head. Avoid negative news, man. MJ will tell you, I very rarely watch the news because when I do, whoa, it gets me crazy. And the stuff that's out there right now is just flat out nonsense. I like to look at economic news because it's a barometer of the industries that I'm associated with. I enjoy watching the markets and things like that. That's just me. But I try to avoid all the negative nonsense going on. I don't listen to stupid speeches. I don't read the paper. In fact, I don't take a paper. I haven't had a newspaper in this house in 15 years. I just don't read them. I'll read the Wall Street Journal. I'll read Barron's. But other than that, I really can't be bothered with any of the nonsense that's out there. Hey Phil, how are you? Happy birthday to Joan. We got to give her a call later. We're going to see you tomorrow night, I think. So very, very important. Don't live in a soap opera. I mean, you want to stay away from negative people. And if someone's negative around me, I'm going to walk them over to my garbage pail. I'm going to say, put your garbage in there. I'm on a dumping ground. There's a lot of people that will plug into you and drain your battery in a heartbeat, just like that. They don't come near me because I'll walk the other way. I don't even want to hear it. And that's just the way I am. Try to be like that. Try to be positive and stay around positive people. Very important. Learn from successful failures. This is cool. Hey Debbie, how are you? Irene, good to see you. What's going on? I love the fact that you joined my broadcast here. People like Babe Ruth, who I don't know how many times did he strike out to have 700 plus home runs? Thousands, I think, is the story there. Thomas Edison failed 15,000 times before he discovered the filament that worked inside a vacuum and created the light bulb and literally changed the world as we know it today. No doubt about that. Enrico Caruso was a failure as a singer in his early days. He barely passed his classes, and he became the #1 singer in the planet back a long time ago, over 100 years ago. Einstein failed mathematics. How about that? Einstein failed mathematics. I guess he's okay, right? Walt Disney was told he was stupid. Clearly he wasn't. And he rose up from that. There's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of these stories. George, welcome to my call here, George. I'm glad you're on this one right now. 13, join an organization or a group that's filled with positive people. There's a lot of positive groups on Facebook. Join Toastmasters. Join a Dale Carnegie course. I know these are a little bit out there if you don't have the money to do that yet, but you can earn the money to do it. But there's a lot of free stuff on Facebook. Plug into those groups and share positive stories, or just sit in and listen in on what other people are doing. Just type in positive groups on Facebook and boom, you'll see about 30 of them come up right away. Join them all. Number 14, look people in the eye. This is important because if you can't look someone in the eye, you can never have any credibility with them. And if you're not looking at them in the eye, you're thinking they're better than you, and they're not. Start with yourself. So look at the mirror in the morning, look yourself in the eye, go back to number 10, the index cards with all the positive things on there, and I want you to read that card to yourself until it sinks in the brain that you're better than you think you are. And that's going to help. But if you look yourself in the eye, you'll tend to believe it. And oh, by the way, and smile while you're doing it. It's cool to smile. It's, as I said, it's MJ's favorite, it's my favorite. So look people in the eye and just focus on getting these things done in little increments. And you can watch this video anytime you want, right? It's going to be recorded, it's going to be live, it's going to stay there in Facebook. Very simple things. And it's going to begin with you taking those first small steps, starting with number one. Realize you have tremendous value. Realize that you're worth it. Realize that you're amazing. Realize that you're perfect. Realize that you're a child of God. You were created as a human being on this planet. You're completely unique. There is not another one of you. There's no one ever going to be like you. And that makes me very, very happy to know that you're a part of my life. I love you guys, and I'm going to sign off right now and have a wonderful, wonderful night. Yeah, Michael, become a health coach. Why? Oh, Michael, I appreciate that. You're awesome. God bless, guys. Have a great night.